Nathan Raulerson. I'm over the Industrial Electronics Technology program out here at Orangeburg County Technical College, or otherwise known as IET for short. So kind of like what Mr. Mackey was touching on, we've got kind of three programs out here: IET, Mechatronics, and then you'll hear from EIT, Instrumentation, later. And we all share a bunch of basic properties together, but we all kind of branch out and do some custom, individualized things in our degree. So let me share my screen. And let me tell you a little bit about what IET is. So IET, like I stated, is Industrial Electronics Technology. And what that is encompassed to include is not only are you going to learn electrical things, so you're going to learn about electrical circuits and what is electricity and how do we harness it and how do we use it out here in the industry and the world. You're also going to learn some mechanical things. So you're going to be what's commonly referred to in the industry as a multi-craft mechanic, or some people call them industrial mechanics, but you kind of do both. You're responsible for electrical work and mechanical work. So we got this degree path out here to try to encompass these basic skills that these industries are needing. In IET, as an overview, you're going to be going out and you're going to be working in a production environment somewhere. You're going to be working at a plant. You're going to be working at, when I say plant, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be inside of four walls in a building. You could be outdoors. You could be working with Dominion, with power distribution, not necessarily working on power lines, but working in their plants where they produce power. So they have all these plants around South Carolina and even other states that have to produce electricity. So they have these production sites. It's where a lot of our graduates and technicians go to work. We've got, really the field to work in is wide open. You got power distribution, you got automotive, you got like paper and goods service, you've got other type of textile manufacturing, all these various different products that are made. Everywhere that makes a good or produces a service needs a maintenance technician to take care of their equipment. And an IET graduate is well equipped to work at a multitude of different facets of places. So that's what your outlook would be if you come and receive one of these degrees and then you're out in the real world looking to get a job. You're going to be out there. You're going to be, it's a blue collar job, a trade. You're going to be working with tools. You're going to be working maybe outside, outdoors. You may be working indoors. You may be working in air conditioning. You may not be working in air conditioning. So it's a varying different levels of complexity that go along with the work sometimes. But there's a niche, I like to say, for just about anybody that wants to get into this field, as long as you are a person that likes to work with tools and fix things. That's the biggest driving point you need, is to have that want to working on things and using tools, and that drive to fix broken things. So that's going to be your main job. So looking at the classes you would take in the IET program, you've seen some of the hydraulics and pneumatics. We share that with Mechatronics and EIT. We take some of these common courses you would take. You do have to take math. You have to take two maths. Math 101 and Math 102 is algebra classes. Some of your basic electrical classes, what is electricity? It requires some math that goes along with that. So you need these basic algebra skills to be able to be successful in these courses. With that, obviously, we've got what is electricity. You're going to learn that. You're going to have two kind of core classes teaching you about electricity. You're going to have some classes. If you're not familiar, there's a code that governs electrical work. It's called the NEC code. So we give you a class, kind of teach you about that governs your work and what you are allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do out in the real world. So we give you a basic overview of what does that look like and what does that mean for me looking forward. And this is the backup. This is typically a 5-semester degree. So you're here, you started in the fall, so you go run fall, spring, summer, and then fall and spring, you'll finish up with that next year. So it takes you 5 semesters to get through this course or this degree. So once you get past the fall and the spring, those are kind of your basic beginning courses. We give you that foundation. You take some of those math, gen eds, English, and then we start getting into the summer and your second year. These are these individualized kind of pertaining to only IET courses, right? So you learn. It's. I said we do both electrical and mechanical. It's still more electrical with this degree. You're going to be more gravitating towards an electrical job, maintenance job, but you will have those mechanical skills to carry with you as well. And so here's a breakdown of the courses you would take getting into that, what we would call your senior year, right? Leading that summer, leading into that fall and that spring. And there's some of these courses are some industry specific type machines like programmable applications or PLCs. These are all devices that these industries use to run their processes and run their machines. And you're going to learn all about them, what they are, how do you wire them up, how do you work on them, even how do you program them. So some of this job is working with your tools and working out there in the field. Some of this job possibly could be, depending on where you work, you're actually sitting at a desk and you're doing what we call programming. So we'll teach you all about what that is and what it looks like. So you can have those skills as well. A lot of this job is interfacing with electrical equipment. So if you see this DC and AC machines and digital circuits and DC and AC drive classes, that's a bulk of your electrical technology that you're going to learn the basics of to go out there and work in these manufacturing environments and all the different equipments that they need to run their plant. So you're going to get a good basis of the introduction to the basics of all this equipment to take with you. And then, of course, like most all the other degrees, you've got some gen ed courses that you have to fulfill other than math and English. We've got a psychology and a humanities course that you'd be taking as well. So we do have some, this is our video. I'll play it real quick. It's a recent, or not a recent, it's a graduate. And he's just talking about his experience using his degree from IET and where he currently works. Overview of the program. If we can hear it.
Industrial electronics technology will give you that career.
Can everybody hear the sound? I can't hear it on my end.
Just a little bit. It's kind of muffled.
I think it may be a byproduct of the video being in the slideshow. So we'll pause it if it's not going to be beneficial. But it was just an overview of what I kind of just gave you. And it was a feedback from an employee that was working at Phoenix Specialties. It was just talking about how this degree helped him get that job, and it helped him learn the basics he needed stepping into that job to have a good path going forward in his career. And even at the end of the video, there's an excerpt in there where the supervisor is an OCtech graduate as well from the IET program, and he just mentions that in his spiel, he's mentioning that he notices that students that come through the IET at Owensburg Tech program are equipped very well to begin their careers out in the field. So they get you get a really good base knowledge when you come through our program. All right, so that's my quick kind of spiel of who I am and what our program is out here, my IET Industrial Electronics Technology.